We in this, we ain't gotta make cash from it. Get the rock to Simmons, guaranteed he make that bucket. Money in the bank, kick it to Ray. It shot like Allen, wanna see the footage, Donnie and Max. They got the cameras and ride automatic, can't let this guy shoot. But they can dump it down to pasta for them inside scoops. And Webb holds it all together, won't find a glue trace. Keep your shoes laced if you pull up on the hoop state.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into Hoop State Hoopla, a new daily live show, and this is episode 1. So if you're tuning in now, you're a real one. Miles Masercola here, joined by my co-host, producer extraordinaire, confirmed former fuckboy Webb Wellman.
Oh, we're starting with the F word early.
Early. That's the tone we're setting here. Until someone pays us to not curse, we're going to be allowed to curse. Webb, one, what are your thoughts on this show? 2, how was your weekend?
I'm nervous because you're a wild boy, and I tend to let you be wild. So being live for 30 to 60 minutes freaks me out. And other than that, life is great as long as you don't give me some sort of heart attack in the next 30 to 60 minutes.
I'll do my best. I'm not going to promise anything, but
that's fair.
I mean, I'll do my best. But today is a great day for a lot of different reasons. Mainly, college basketball is back, and I watch every sport pretty much with the exception of baseball. Webb, I know you don't watch a ton of sports, but college basketball is one of the sports that you do watch. We had a fun week last year in the Outer Banks watching March Madness together. What are you most excited about just for this season? What do you love about college basketball as we get ready for it? Because I know what I love.
I've been out, like COVID kind of took me out of paying a ton of attention because I'm so consumed with what we're doing. So I'm most excited just to start watching again, and to be real, like Terquavion is probably like the motivating factor. I'm excited to watch Bob at Kansas now that he's like back healthy and stuff, but really it's like seeing Terquavion reap the benefits of his decision is going to be a lot of fun. Someone asked me yesterday actually who I'm a fan of, and I'm like, well, it all depends on players. So this year I'm back to being a huge.
Nah, like I was like, you know this experience just from like working in sports. It is tough to be a fan of a team. I would say I have one team, the Carolina Hurricanes, that I even care about, like at any emotional level. Beyond that, it's really just rooting for kind of where our guys are. So like, looking at like Tennessee with Jonas and NC State with T and Dontrez and DeMarco and Justin McCoy at Carolina, and there's just so many around that I'm so excited to watch. I know NC State plays Austin Peay tonight at PNC Arena. I know there'll be a lot of Hoop State stuff on the floor in Chapel Hill. They play UNC Wilmington. I like UNC minus 23 in that game tonight, by the way. He doesn't, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a stan, right? So like my thought is twofold. I'm the type of fan that like I go off of feeling more than fact.
Yes.
So like
I'm usually the same way. I'm usually just betting for the vibes.
Yeah, like the fact is Carolina should mollywop UNCW.
In theory, yes.
But to me, I think because a spread that large, I could totally see a team this early in the season like Carolina walking into there like, we're going to thump them. Who cares by how much?
Yeah.
Wilmington comes out hot shooting the ball.
No, that's what I said. Like, I think if Wilmington starts hot, they're in trouble. Like, that spread's in trouble.
And I don't think Wilmington's going to win the game.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you told me that it ends up being closer to a 10-point game than a 20-point game, like I wouldn't be shocked by that. If I was a betting man, I would have to take UNCW.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I really do. I just don't know if UNCW has a big inside that can deal with Mondo. But either way, like the games, I think there's a game going on right now. I think Baylor's playing. I know they were like a 45-point favorite.
Shout out Deuce Bello, Quincy Miller.
They're up 40 at the half. So
nice.
Keontae George is kind of the guy to watch at Baylor now. Nice. So, but college basketball, like, there's nothing, for me at least, as a degenerate, like looking at the games in the morning every day, like hitting the group chat, like, okay, this is what we got today. Like, it's gonna be exciting. So my emotions will ebb and flow depending on how I do. So you might see big nose miles, you might see moon emoji miles. Like, we don't know what we're gonna get. But regardless, like,
do y'all tell each other your results?
Yeah,
like in a betting group chat. I know you talk about who you're taking, but like when you win and lose, you inform the group of that as well.
Oh yeah, the best is when someone's like losing a lot and they just leave the chat. They're like, I'm out.
Yeah,
like,
that'd be me.
In my gambling group chat, there are 10 people. We've had 2 retires, like 2 guys retire already. Like,
yeah,
it's like the year has gone so bad.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. That's kind of the nature of it. It's good to know that, okay, I'm losing too much money, I need to stop. Like, that's kind of the point that some people get to, hopefully. So,
Rob Bridges and Alex Carmanos in the chat.
Oh, Alex Carmanos. See, Alex is in that group chat for what it's worth. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is he better than you? Or are y'all pretty even?
I'm not going to disclose Alex's information. If he wants to disclose how shitty of a week he had, he absolutely can.
Wow, talk to him.
He had I had a conversation with him Saturday night. He called me. He was like, bro, just went and did something. And he was like, down bad. You want to get on Call of Duty? I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Like,
down bad for Alex is, I can only imagine what that looks like based on previous
We'll get him
years.
on the show at some point.
Yeah, we got to get you calling in, Alex.
Yeah.
And Rod, too, if you want to set up a calling in, I'll send you a Zoom link. We'll try to navigate that.
Like, it is. Yeah, I don't know if we have that mic with me today, but so, but no, regardless, like, it is, like, the fact that we're back here, football has just been brutal. The Chiefs were point shaving last night. They killed me. But it's good that college basketball is back in so many different ways. Queens has their first D1 game tonight. Like, there's a lot of stuff within the state that is big. Anything else you got on that before we move to the?
You said Queens plays tonight?
First D1 game. They host Marshall.
Nice.
Coach
I heard they're looking to drive the ball a lot. Is that right?
Yeah.
They're like more of like a dribble drive type
they're a
offense?
dribble drive team.
Right.
Yeah. So either way, they got. We'll see how they do. I think they'll be good. But regardless, we hope nothing but the best for them in that program. And then
shout out my boy Mike Jenkins.
Yeah, Mike Jenkins. Shout out to Mike. But yeah, so it'll be good. I'm intrigued to see how they do. I think people are going to sleep on them. It's their first year.
That comment made you so nervous. I've never seen you get nervous. You were like, I'm not even walking you down on that.
Not even considering going down that path with our guy there. But regardless, it's going to be good. Jesus, Webb. We're live. We're live. We're here. You're going to be the one giving me a heart attack instead of the other way around. Good Lord. All right. Now let's get a little interesting here.
Yeah. This one
is interesting. Moving on from college basketball, we might touch on it again. Kyrie Irving and Kanye West are in the news for not what they're normally in the news for. If you've been under a rock for the last 6 months, for those that don't know, I am Jewish. With that, all of this being said, I'm a firm believer in that everyone, we're better together. Kyrie, Kanye. If you guys would like to come to my house for Hanukkah this year, there's an open invitation. We are better together. It's getting to the point now with Kanye that, I mean, like, he's mentally ill. He's got bipolar disability. That's not an excuse for anything he's saying.
Sure.
But
well, it is. But I understand what you mean.
Well, there are a lot of bipolar people that don't say they're going to go DEFCON 30 on the Jews.
For sure.
But I do take what he says with a grain of salt, and I'm still listening to his music. I have Yeezys that I wear. Like, you're gonna laugh at this. I tweeted the other day, and it wasn't even like, oh, I'm wearing Yeezys. I went to Costco, huge Costco fan, by the way, no free ads. Actually, I ripped the label off the water bottle because of no free ads. That was more just me being facetious, but regardless, like, I got a Kirkland brand hoodie. Like, it says Kirkland signature on it. And I tweeted, it was like 8 a.m. I got up early to go do writing for the scouting service. I was like, I got to be the only motherfucker in America right now wearing a Kirkland hoodie and Yeezys.
100%.
I had someone slide in my DMs and say, yo, why are you wearing Yeezys? Yeah. And I saw that they were from Texas. They didn't follow me. I didn't follow them. I responded, are you Jewish, ? Because I am. Last name was like McCabe or something. He's like, yeah, I am. I'm like, oh, shit.
Hello, brother.
Hello. Shalom. And that response was, I was like, look, like, you know, he said some fucked up stuff, but I'm not gonna, I still love his music. Like, we can separate the art from the artist. Like, do you still listen to Michael Jackson? Do you still watch Disney? Like, literally, like, Walt Disney was like a literal Nazi, so like people still go to Disneyland all the time. I'm a big kind of separate art from the artist guy, but regardless, it's been interesting, and the reaction around it, at least I can say this from a Jewish perspective, like the older, and not really me, not really people of my generation for the most part, at least I don't think, I don't know. I'm not a religious person. I really just come from Jewish descent. The movie that Kyrie tweeted out is a Holocaust denying movie.
Right.
For those that don't know what the Holocaust is.
Kyrie Irving that also thinks the earth is flat.
Yeah, are we sure he wasn't trolling?
No, and that's kind of where I'm going with all of this, is like, in my opinion, and it's whatever, like Kanye and Kyrie both to me or whatever. Yeah. But I mean,
Kyrie, for what it's worth, is still one of my favorite players to watch.
And Kanye, as an artist, is a genius.
Genius.
So, if you're unmedicated and you are diagnosed bipolar or schizophrenic or whatever's on that spectrum, and you don't take medicine,
you're gonna say some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's like, what do you expect? It's like, I won't name names, but like the guy that I got super mad at last year, and I'm still like not a huge fan of. He's bipolar, and he's undiagnosed. So like, am I mad? Is it fair for me to be like? Would somebody get mad at me because my pancreas doesn't work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how. And I asked you at one point during all this, because you're the only Jewish guy in our ownership group, right? And I was like, yo, am I missing something here? And your response was exactly what you just said. You were like, no, like he shouldn't have said that. Like, this is stupid and it's terrible. But at the same time, it's like, like, what do you expect?
Nothing else.
He just said slavery was a choice. Like,
yeah, like that's just as bad as what he said about the Jewish people, if not worse.
And that's kind of
especially considering it's his own people.
When that's
like the Dave Chappelle skit, the black white supremacist.
Right. Yeah, Clayton Bigsby. When Donda started getting booted out of events, and then the conversation.
Oh yeah, I hit the chat. I said I will make a statement on behalf of the Jewish people. Like, we still want them here, and obviously, like, things have happened since.
Well, yeah, and even the things that happen. Like, I'll be real with you, and I don't know how it would have like shook out, but if Rob Dillingham had stayed at Donda,
oh, they're in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. It might have gotten to a point where
true.
It's beyond my control, but it might not have been.
If it was within your control.
Yeah, that's what I told everyone. Like, I didn't invite Donda. Like, I invited Dillingham. Wherever he's at, that's what we wanted. So it's like, yeah, the wild stuff, I don't know what it is, but I still think both Kyrie and Kanye this is strategic. I don't know where it's going. The only thing I figured out for Kanye is he definitely wanted to get booted out of his contract.
He wanted to get out of the Gap, Adidas. I don't know if
the easiest way to do that is say wild shit.
Yeah. Kanye, I think Kanye truthfully I think Kyrie truthfully like made a mistake. And then when I listened to a podcast the other day with Raja Bell, who worked in the Cavs front office when Kyrie was there, and he basically was like, "Look, I think Kyrie has a circle that is very much you are the golden child. Whatever you say goes, and they're not going to call him out when he
makes
mistakes."
As most pro athletes,
yeah, for sure,
definitely.
And I think Kyrie's a good dude. I think Kyrie made a mistake. He realized it. He's got to atone for it. I do think the memes are funny, like that I'm seeing, like all the when people always funny, but
internet's undefeated.
At the same time, like, for those that don't understand, for the older Jewish population, and I have, I think I want to say my great uncle, all 5 of them died in the Holocaust. So, for when they start hearing the anti-Semitic rhetoric rise in a country that is clearly on the verge of major economic distress, America, like it was in Germany in the 30s, and you have a crazy guy like Donald Trump kind of waiting in the wings, it brings back flashbacks, and it can be really, really scary for those people that think, oh shit, is this happening again?
It's the same as, the way that certain black folks, the N-word to the older generation of black folks, that word means, and I don't mean the hard R, I mean the way that it's used in that community, lovingly and whatever, but like our generation and
there's a gap.
Yeah, and the older ones, a lot of times it's like that word is not okay in any form or fashion, because again, it's connected to how the reality of the slavery thing. It's like, you're exactly right though. That is what it is. It's the uproar, is the fear of,
shit, this is going to happen.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing about all this that truly pisses me off the most, and it actually has bothered me more and more in the recent days because it's happening, is that there are no, at least in the last 300 years, and look, I'm not a history expert. I write about basketball and talk about basketball for a living. So if I'm factually incorrect, please forgive me. There have not been two segments of people that have dealt with more trauma directly related to their kin than black people in America and German people really in Europe. Or Jewish people in Europe with the Holocaust.
Yep.
And now seeing the media and social media divide those two people when in reality they should be working together.
Yeah.
That's the disheartening part of it for me.
Also, I wouldn't, like, I was talking to my dad about this, like, there's a reason Kanye went on all the big podcasts.
Oh, for sure.
And there's a reason that all this is happening leading up to the midterms and like, this is all political, and of course there's some selfish, but like,
someone's back there pushing buttons.
100%. And that seems super obvious to me. Also, like, throughout this whole process, at some point in the last year or two, Justin Lavoy has become Kanye's manager.
Yeah.
Like, that's
I met
no
Justin
disrespect
too.
to Justin.
Yeah,
like a great
I
dude.
met Justin in Louisville. Justin was awesome.
Maybe need someone a little bit more strategic in this storm.
Yeah, and to be real, like there could have, like, I'm sure Justin was blindsided by a lot of this too.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, I would imagine that. I mean, the things he said don't seem like things that you run by anybody.
No, not at all.
I'm not even sure he knew he was going to say some of that stuff before he went on certain shows.
I will say this: Justin is a great follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
And also,
I dealt with him privately before I knew about his online
public
persona, and the online persona is pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Also, golf claps for Rob Dillingham for securing the bag at OTE. Good for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hit him, told him congratulations. That's. I don't know what his contract looks like. I'm always the pessimist in terms of that. So, like,
he got at least $350.
As long as he maintains his college eligibility and
stays healthy, gets better, we're good.
He gets his name and likeness back at some point. Then that's a good move. And I'll tell you what, like, Mikey Williams, when he was here, it was a shit show. Like, Mikey never got the North Carolina experience.
Fault of Mikey.
No, and that's why I'm going with it. Like, it wasn't his fault. He had people speaking on his name that just didn't know what they were doing, and they were selfish and greedy. Not all, but just some. I told y'all this, when he decided to go back to his original high school, to me, that was the only move. That was either go early or go have a regular experience.
He just committed to Memphis.
Right.
That's another thing.
That was
I probably
huge.
should have thrown that on the topic sheet. Like,
we'll talk about it too. He had one of the Donna kids. Like, they're loaded. And he'll get a traditional experience. Like, for Rob, it either needed to be OTE, he needed to go ahead and get to Kentucky early, or one unrealistic thing that never would have happened but would have been so amazing is if he went back to Hickory High School. Which, again, like, I don't even think it's
he never
possible.
even played there.
Right, but how, if that was part of his story, that he graduated from Hickory, went 1 year, graduated, helped them run it up, I mean, that would have been unbelievable.
What would he have averaged in public school basketball?
At Hickory?
45?
Especially over. If he wanted to score, it'd be up to him. However many he wanted to score, he would score it.
Man.
That'd be awesome, though.
That would be a scene if
Me and Max both, when we talked about that, our eyes were like, how is that possible?
I know. That would have been bonkers if he was
But, like,
back
even
there.
if Rob came back to Combine, it still wouldn't be the same thing. For him, the only thing about OTE is he's not going to face competition, like playing against the same guys over and over again. It's a show. All he's doing is putting on. It's all entertainment. He's going to get better in workouts, but he's not going to get better in those games.
No, and from being down at OTE, and I'm not going to single out any. There are a lot of kids down there that don't capitalize on the resources given to them.
Even if you look at what Eli's done since he's been there versus anybody else, it's like, if you take it, they provide you with the opportunity.
Got screwed over.
Right.
They just traded for 2 guards on his team.
Right. Which is new this year, right? This whole trading thing.
One of which he's unequivocally better than. The other one...
Well, they do that to create drama, right? And storylines.
And I was having this conversation with Mike earlier. Like, it's a basketball league, but it's really a content arm.
No, it is more the second thing than the first thing.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that.
As of right now, for me, it's WWE of basketball.
Yeah. And I don't think they're like fixing games.
No. But I mean, again, it's like they know the storyline that they would like to follow.
Yep.
And they're not going to cheat the game, but like they're going to try to navigate and create these storylines and these situations. Just like, I mean, again, WWE's fake. Logan Paul just fought last night and tore his ACL, MCL, PCL, and meniscus.
Yeah.
So it's like it's fake, but also like there's real elements to it.
That reminds me, we'll save it for the free talk section.
Somebody should clip this, because me saying that OTE is like WWE would probably piss some people off over there.
100%.
It's a compliment.
Why don't you clip it?
No, I mean, I am. That was me playing into it, but yeah, I am for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a compliment, just to be fair. Like, I do think that's one of the only ways that they can really...
And you haven't been down there yet, right?
Make it work. No, not in person. I mean, I doubt I ever will.
Yeah, true. I've been down there twice now, and I will just say this. If you're a kid there and you don't get significantly better in every single aspect of your life when you're there, it is on you.
Yeah, and I think that's what I was saying. Like, they provide you with the opportunity. You still got to take the opportunity.
Yes. Yeah. It's not just going to happen.
Right.
And in reality, I'm not going to say names, but you can see it the way stocks have risen and stocks have dipped on which kids give a shit.
Yep.
And hopefully... they learn, because it's what the resources they have down there are absurd.
Didn't they put Rob on the same team as Trey?
And Bryce Griggs, yeah.
I would care less about Bryce Griggs, but him and Trey just alone, like I haven't even watched Eli play over there, but like if you give me a night where Eli's playing and Rob and Trey are playing,
and Word of God's down there,
probably tuning in to watch.
Yeah.
Now the Word of God thing still pisses me off. It's a selfish pisses me off.
Yes.
Like, it's fully selfish, not like. If I was in charge, I would have done the same thing.
100%, no brainer.
But seeing the O on those shorts and shit, I almost want to say they can't wear that at the job. I might actually tell them they got to wear that. No jersey.
They got the name.
I totally can do that. Yes, I can.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying I will, but that is, I don't know about that O thing.
Yeah, I hear you. What do we have next now? After
don't do what you're doing. We're live. You just put it down quietly and go. Yeah. I got right on him. I saw him getting ready to set it up. No, we can hear you. Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Hey, table's back though.
Table's back. We got the table back.
So Kyrie Kanye turned into overtime as a content arm. Next, what do we have next?
Carmel tip-off.
Oh yeah, Carmel tip-off this weekend. Be sure to check it out. I'm sure, I don't know if you've linked the stream in the bio yet.
It is in the description, and the link that's in the description is the blog site on our page. So already on there, all the games are listed. The live stream links are already there and active. You can buy the whole weekend, or you can buy individual games. There won't be any live streams for free this weekend. However, we'll do Hoop State game day at 12:30 on Saturday.
I'm going to drive down. I know I'm not going to be there Friday. I'll be watching your best friend Thomas Carr playing against UNC on Friday night. So we'll see how that goes for them. What is the one game from this event that you're looking forward to the most? I think we're going to have the same answer.
I don't know, actually. I don't know if we'll have the same answer.
You want me to give you mine first?
Yeah.
That Combine 1-of-1 prep game is going to be
and I knew that's not my answer. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
And 1-of-1, for what it's worth, had a good weekend, played accelerated prep, lost a close game. They have a top 15 kid and another top 100 kid, and then they beat Chicago.
It was cool to see him play in a sold-out arena.
I was just about to say, because we have connects at the Target Center. Man. And I don't know if you know the grind session people. Seem like they do a good job. I'm not.
It's just a stupid strategy. That's really the only.
We've been anti NBA arena for like we were talking about this. Me and Max were like if we were to ever have a game at the John Wall that would be like, oh yeah, we could pack PNC. It would be if Bronny were to play like a major in-state kid committed to NC State or Carolina.
Yeah, I mean,
that is a 0.0.
I'm trying to think of games we've had in the past that would have warranted. Because here's how I tell people too, like for the John Wall, when we sell out, even if we have 1,000 people waiting outside, we take everyone inside. We take everyone outside.
There's still 1,500 open seats at Reynolds.
You're still 1,000 to 2,000 seats short.
You're 75%, 80% there.
And that matters. Whatever. I'm just thankful that we're headed back to where we should be with that. The NBA arena thing, I did hear the reason they felt so confident about that is based on, I guess, Chet Holmgren played someone.
Chet Holmgren played Bronny there.
Bronny, that's what it was, and that sold out.
So you have to think,
Well, they say it's sold out. I don't believe
if it wasn't sold out, it was damn near close.
Maybe the lower bowl.
Upper bowl had a lot of people.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, if that arena seats 18, there are at least 15 to 16 there.
But see,
but here's the thing. It's Bronny versus Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, it's situational.
Master P's kids and Chet Holmgren.
Yep. Well, that's what I mean. Like, people look at that. Like, let's say you've never seen the John Wall, and the first time you ever see it is the year Montverde is there and St. Patrick is there, and it's crazy, and it's like, oh, this place isn't big enough. Well, you're taking one situation and thinking that's the normal. Like, if you were to see that game, that Chet Holmgren game versus Bronny, you're like, oh, well, look what's possible in Minnesota. It's like, no, dude.
That was
this is
unicorn scenario.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
and credit to them for seizing the moment on that unicorn situation.
No, for sure. And you've got to have balls to do that.
Yeah,
because even if I had that,
you know how much they paid?
You're asking me directly? No, but I could find out.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if I had that game, like, I would try to put that game at Broughton, not at Reynolds.
Yeah.
And again, that's me playing it safe.
Yeah, I would probably. Man, it's tough. You're like Reynolds. I would probably put that game at Reynolds. You're probably getting close to capacity at Reynolds. And I also don't know Broughton. We don't need to go into details. It's largely due to the county. Broughton's
South Granville versus Farmville at Minges is a great example. Perfect storm.
And that game had stakes.
And that's what I mean. Perfect storm. It's Final Four or Elite Eight for Final Four, I think, for a playoff. You've got
homeschool with
three-headed monster. NC State versus Kansas. Yeah, it was a perfect storm. But they sold out. They put way more butts in the seats than ECU is capable of doing.
100%. But yeah, no, that is nuts. Carmel too. Speaking of putting butts in seats, Cougar Den, show out this weekend. Like, you guys are.
I'm not even worried about them. Like, I think that. So, to go back to the original. So, what I'm excited to see is, I want to see Combine play TBS, and the reason is I want to see how George steps into that moment. He'll be good no matter what. Like, as the year progresses, they're good. But that's a big, to start your year off.
It's literally like deja vu to how Bernardi started there.
Right. Well, and again, Combine's had a couple games. I think this will be TBS's first, right?
They played in the fall league. George wasn't coaching them, and this has the Daniel twins 30-pieced them.
Yeah.
And the Daniel twins also beat both Word of God teams. So
those are the kids from Chatham Charter?
Central Cabarrus.
Yeah.
And they don't have a single kid on that team over 6'5", but they just run around. They're pests. They foul you every possession. They don't call it because they don't foul you hard enough to call it. I
think that game's either going to be really good or it gets ugly quick. And I'm interested in what it is, how it flows. And I like Carmel versus Northwood.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Carmel kids are aware of what's coming, but when you see Northwood warming up, it's going to be like, holy crap, how are they had this many tall dudes?
Yeah, and I'm intrigued too because Mustaf is a hell of a player.
I haven't seen him. I'm interested to see him.
He is not a jump shooter at this point in his career. He's working on it, but it's not consistent yet.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get his points at the basket, and he's got two trees there chilling, waiting for him. So they're going to have to get him in foul trouble or whatever. But
Concord, Greensboro Day, I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And I say that because I
want to see Avion.
I think Concord can beat Greensboro Day.
I think so too.
And that's what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Greensboro Day is always, to me, is always the favorite.
Yeah.
And I like the Will Otto kid. I like Jaden Young. He's been quietly productive his whole career.
Yep.
Honestly, the main player I want to see in that game is I want to see Avion Penner prove a point.
Yeah. Avion, I could tell you what, Avion is pissed off.
And I feel that from him. And
a lot of the offers he had aren't there anymore.
And this is the game. It's these types of games where it's like Concord versus Greensboro Day. If you're a kid that needs attention, here's the time to do it. I'm looking forward to all those just as a fan. I haven't seen a lot of these teams play or these kids play in a while. So for me, it's like a reset of kind of seeing wherever. All I know is right now is I know who played in the Hoop State League East, and I know Combine. But again, I love the student section at Carmel. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with what's happening here at Combine. The student section.
It's awesome. And I was talking to Mike about that too. It's like, how awesome is this for you to have this, considering you had never had it before? It's like it makes such a difference. But the reason why I'm interested in this one-of-one game is
Why, Miles? Why are you interested in the one-on-one game?
Well, I mean, obviously, that's obvious. I'm actually going to bring up something different. The dynamic, obviously, with Jeff coaching against his old school is interesting. And say what you want about Jeff McGinnis. Jeff McGinnis.
You want me to?
You can?
No, I'm just kidding.
Jeff McGinnis is a ball coach.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeff McGinnis can coach his ass off.
100%.
And
better than anybody I know.
And there's nobody that thrives in that underdog role.
But is he coaching?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is. And there's one other thing I want to bring up. Jaquan Moore's back.
Oh, nice.
And Jaquan Moore can play.
You're basing that off how they played in Minnesota?
Averaged 15-5 in Minnesota, first 2 games back, yeah.
Nice.
And Jaquan, I don't know if he's played in Carmel before, but back in North Carolina, like another kid like Avion, doesn't have the offers that he once had, was hurt all summer, hadn't played really since January. He's got a point to prove, and this is a golden opportunity for him to do it. Because at one point he was top 5 in the class, and now it's, what's the deal?
Right.
So that's kind of why I'm interested in that. But this event, I can't wait to be there Saturday. There's nothing like this event to tip the year off. Carmel does an unbelievable job as hosting us. Top 5 hospitality room, point blank, period.
100%.
And truthfully, one of the best setups we have.
Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest. The way the gym is set up, you got the weight room in the background. I would say the Carmel's facility is like a really, really nice Division III facility, like a small college's setup. So that is going to be awesome. What do we have next?
Road to the Rafters Season 3.
Whew. I checked it out. I checked 2 of the 3 episodes out.
You watched Farmville and Chambers.
I watched Farmville and Wilson Prep.
Okay, so you didn't see the Chambers
Did not see the Chambers. I don't know why, but it wasn't displaying that it was available to watch when I was looking. But man, shout out to Will and Drew, first of all.
And Max on the Chambers.
And Max, I didn't see Max's yet. I don't like to pump Max's tires too much. But we'll give credit where credit's due. Regardless, the thing that I don't know Anthony Atkinson that well. Like seeing the way.
Oh, he gets so much better.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. I told Rod the same thing. Like Larry, for the first couple seasons, Larry was the star. I think Ant is going to get a lot of positive attention from the series because he is fully himself at all times, with or without the mic, with or without the camera.
Yeah.
There's some very powerful moments in the other 2 episodes with Wilson Prep.
Yeah. So, I think that, and obviously it took a while for everything to come together with the production of it, just with all the stuff we had going on and stuff like that. But it's finally here.
I think that's how we'll do it moving forward. Like I think we'll shoot it. Have all summer to edit it and release it as we get into the fall. I think that's what's going to provide a much better product for people.
And it's like, okay, the season is here. Public school's starting up here shortly. So, but it's good. I also like that the Pendulum of Power, even though it kind of hurts the Hoop State Championship and stuff like that a little bit, the Pendulum of Power is slowly swinging back to public schools.
It's where it needs to be. It's better for the community as a whole. It's better for the basketball community. Like public schools being good means student sections are popping, means people are going. Like I love independent schools, I love private schools, but the problem has always been, even when I was in high school a million years ago, it's like no one comes to games.
Yeah.
And if no one comes to games, there's no energy.
Yeah, like Carmel's the exception for private.
Yeah, no, and there are, don't get me wrong, there are definitely private schools that have it, but you got to have a squad. Again, like back in the day, Harry Giles and Quay Park, Wesleyan student section was stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. High Point Christian had a great thing. Like in private schools, and I guess, anywhere, if we're being, like, you got to be good for the students to show up. It's just Carmel, if you give them a good game, whether the team's good or not, all their kids are coming.
Yeah, and then I think, like, looking around the state, like seeing a kid like Juke Harris at Salisbury, top 30 kid. You got Holly Springs, the entire team is loaded up. Private and prep schools are recruiting the dog shit out of those kids, and they decided to stay. So there are different, and obviously Farmville is going to be Farmville, Chambers is going to be Chambers and stuff like that. Central Cabarrus is really good. So it's good to see.
I bet you Chambers ends up being better this year than last year.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Yeah, as a team, I just mean, like as a team.
Yeah.
I think it'll be.
I think they'll be a little
more
cohesive.
Yeah.
But nah, it's definitely good to see the public schools get their light, and I think Road to the Rafters is great for that.
Is it any more boring? Because again, people who don't understand the process, like when you edit something like this, like I'm over it.
Yeah.
I've been over it. So like it's hard for me to watch and appreciate the content because like I've seen it 100 million times. So like knowing the results, like knowing who wins and loses, does it make it any less entertaining for you as a viewer who has not seen any of this, or is it still fun to kind of see the sausage get made, Paul's kind of deal, where it's like, I want to know what was being said here, what happened here, how they like. For you, is it entertaining, or is it just like, I'm watching this because this is our production, I want to see how good we did?
I mean, it's definitely something I'd watch regardless, because I obviously keep the tabs I keep on the basketball scene in North Carolina is very in depth, and I think like the biggest thing for me, at least as someone that is in it, like getting to know personalities that I know I'm gonna see. And being able to use that, because I mean, you know the way I operate, like I am such a relationships person, and so if I can see someone that I don't know as well, see what they do and be like, yo, like that shit was funny as hell, like what was going on there, and that sparks a conversation. Like that's one of the biggest things I'm watching it for, is like, how do I get to know these kids on a different level through this content? And for the casual viewer that is like, okay, like if I have a friend that isn't into high school basketball, I would still send them this, be like, yo, check out what we did. Like this is a story you can attach yourself to.
That's what I do with so like, our content is so fast-paced, YouTube in general is so fast-paced. Whenever I have a storyline piece of content like this, I show my dad, who's 77, and if my dad can keep up with the storyline, then I feel like we have something. If it's entertaining to me and clear and understanding to him, then we're probably cooking.
I will say this, of all the content we do, for the for just like my boys that I grew up with or went to college with, and I send them something. Because I appreciate all their support, because they do support what we do. What content do you think they like the most?
Something stupid for sure.
The answer's obvious.
What is it?
Hugo Corciani.
Oh yeah, well dude, that's not fair. I mean, again, like your talent, like I would say it's hard for anybody to argue that Hugo is the most naturally entertaining person that we have come across.
It's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know anyone who sees Hugo in content and isn't like, yeah, that kid's got it.
My greatest idea for Hugo that we haven't executed yet is like Hugo Investigates.
Yeah, I love that.
Where he just kind of puts on a trench coat and walks around and starts asking.
Figure out what players have really graduated or not.
Yeah. Oh my God. Hugo on the post-grad hunt. That'd be unbelievable.
I wanted you. It's hard because he lives in Raleigh, but I wanted Hugo. You know, we still might be able to do it via Zoom, but one thing I wanted Hugo to do is like, when we have major matchups, like call players on each side of the matchup, kind of do what boxing does with the face-off stuff. Have Hugo play the middleman between these two dudes, kind of talking shit to each other.
It's like when he asked Freddie who would win on the team in a slap box.
Yes.
And then Brandon Gardner was like, what's up right now?
I'll say this, like I'm the one who edits it. If Hugo were to walk up to me with a camera, I would be nervous about what was getting ready to happen.
So I remember because I think I had Hugo send me the clips first. And I remember sitting in my room at my parents' house in Raleigh, like just getting all these clips on Google Drive. I'm like, oh my God, we have found the gold mine. And like, just unbelievable. That shit was so funny. So hopefully Hugo can make a trip to some events this year. I know he will. I'm sure I think he said he's going to come to the Outer Banks and obviously the Wall and
he kind of had whatever he wants.
Oh, free reign.
So just for people who are paying attention to Road to the Rafters, so the first 3 episodes aired yesterday, and basically every episode is independent to a team. So like I did the first 3 yesterday, so you get 1 episode from every team. Tonight will be Chambers, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow will be Farmville, 7 o'clock. Wednesday will be Wilson Prep, 7 o'clock, and then the final Thursday there will be 2 episodes. I'm really bad at math. Thursday or Friday there's 2 episodes, and then the finale. It'll all be this week. You'll get the full season this week. So what you people need to do is press that damn subscribe button, press the notification button, and you'll see it when it comes. Well, and I'll tell you this too, because like people don't know how. Like just for the record, I use real music in Road to the Rafters.
Oh yeah.
Road to the Rafters already didn't make us money. It's not about that.
I was about to ask you that. Like, I heard like Mac Miller, Kanye, and Lil Baby.
I use music that I wanted to use.
It's demonetized.
100%.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's never made enough money for that to matter.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of the series is to show people what we can do. Because again, like to be
shout out to Darius Moore and Lexi Brown for all our YouTube revenue, by the way.
Facts. if this show was uncensored and we did more off the court stuff, like away from basketball, this is a Netflix show.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're working towards. So I say that to say, you're getting this content for free. We all worked our ass off for it. I tried to make it as dope as possible by using real music and not worrying about the money. If y'all could just subscribe, share it with a friend that you think would like it. Like, honestly, that's all the help.
What's our subscriber count out now?
We will break 20,000 this week.
Okay.
We're 100 away from 20,000.
Good.
And we're pretty close to 10,000 on Twitter as well. So that's our push.
I'm about to look right now because I'm close to 10,000 too. I'm going to try to beat us.
That's cool.
Little self-sabotage.
If we tweeted as much as you, we would beat you. Well, I'm just about to go on a rampage then if we're going to do it this way.
Well, I got us by about 400. So
yeah, let's see how the caramel tip-off goes. The next 2 weeks we'll start.
I'll be tweeting, scouting stuff, just getting random follows from parents and stuff. That's how it is. The parents will follow you and never unfollow you.
Let me check the chat. We got Will Gentile in the chat.
Ew.
We got Gino in the chat. Do you know who Brandon? I don't know who Brandon Jones is. He said my guy. I'm assuming he's talking to you.
Brandon Jones.
Well, maybe I do know him, and I'm an asshole. I don't think I do.
I might be the same way. Brandon Jones.
Well, he's our guy because
I went to a high school with a kid named Brandon Jones.
Alex said he's terrible. He's down so bad.
Oh, he's down bad. Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it. He's down I'll tell you after the number amount.
Yeah,
he's down
don't
bad.
throw him out here like
that. No, I'd never do that. He's down bad.
So we've been on for 40 minutes. Again, everyone who's watching, the idea is me and Miles and whoever, we'll have Rod calling in some days, Simmons calling in, we'll have some guests every now and again, but Monday through Thursday.
I'm going to try to get Hamilton Campbell to come to the studio this week.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We're going to do this at 1 p.m. every day. We want to be on for at least 30 and at most around an hour. So I'm saying all that for you because the only thing left is kind of our free talk. And I know one topic, but there's a couple, so I'm just going to kind of let you take it away. All right, so let's start
with this future reality TV show star Webb Wellman.
Great.
What? So,
yeah.
Provide context to the people and me because I'm still I'm relatively in the dark. But I got another producer following me. I don't know what.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So. I'm 35. I'm a single dude, and I went in my message request not too long ago, and I had
on your recently reactivated Instagram.
Well, recently reactivated is not accurate. I mean, it's been a year, but fair. Deactivated or reactivated.
Yeah.
I had a message that was like, "Hey, I'm so and so. I produce these shows for Netflix." One of them was a show called Love is Blind, which I had never seen before.
Neither have I.
And she was like, we're shooting the next season in Charlotte. We found you and blah, blah, blah. We'd love to get on the phone with you and talk to you about being on it.
What a horrible mistake they're making.
Well, I got on the phone and my idea of what reality TV is
Jersey Shore.
Not what this was explained to me. Yes.
Flavor to Love. If you've never watched an episode of Jersey Shore in your life, stop watching.
You're probably not watching us if you've never done that.
Yeah, what a joke.
But again, if you told me that I could go on a reality show for a month or two or however long it would be, and I could play a character for the purpose of trying to be funny, that seems fun to me.
You could do that too.
Well, that was where the interest was, and
I feel like your patience would run out at some point, though.
I think that's what would be entertaining.
And I know how you are. You start nitpicking production. Why are y'all doing this when you can do this?
No, 100%. But I think part of that is what would be entertaining is
You're just being a thorn in everyone's side.
Yeah. I would not care about I would be funny no matter.
We remove former from fuckboy.
Yeah. And so anyway, I had the call with them, and then another producer followed up and followed me as well. And then I watched the show. I watched an episode of Love is Blind, and it's you're supposed to get married at the end of it.
Without knowing what the person looks like.
No. You meet in a pod. So if me and you were in these pods, you'd be in one, I'd be in one, there'd be a wall between us and a small thing so we could hear each other. Yeah. We can't see each other. And if we make a connection and we want to get engaged, then we can see each other. And from there you go on a week-long vacation to Mexico. If you survive that, the honeymoon stage, which is easy, You come back, they put you in a townhouse in Charlotte, and you live together for a month, and they follow you in your regular everyday life to see if you can survive
whoever your
life.
companion might be on the show has no idea what they're getting into with you.
What I really wanted to do was just find someone. Like, if they're cold calling people like me, just go find a chick who I like, who I'm comfortable with, and be like, hey, come on the show, and let's just like pick each other, and let's make the best TV we can make. and cheat. I'm not doing the show. Like, I'm not going to do it.
Why?
Because it is a serious show. That's why.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like, when I watch it, there are funny moments within it, but the show is not.
It's not like a spoof. Like, oh, these people are getting. No, these people are getting.
It's a social experiment for the purpose of finding one couple that will actually fall in love and get married. For me, that would be a manipulation. I'm there to promote y'all gonna follow me when we're doing basketball tournaments? Yes, please. I can wear Hoop State merch on every episode? Yes, please. I can talk about my business all the time? Yes, please. Like, that's interesting. That's the only interesting element to me, is promoting our brand, because
didn't Jonah say, like, yo, if you like,
everyone I've asked that's in our group has been like, do it. You should do it. You should do it.
Well, you should. Like,
yeah.
It'd be a blown opportunity if you didn't, solely for the purpose of our brand. And if they kick you off because of you not taking it serious enough, that is an entire PR
Oh, no.
story.
If I got selected and I went, I would treat it seriously. I would just be looking for any moment I could to, like, provide some comedic value. To me, you know me, I'm funniest when I'm not trying to be funny, when, like, I'm actually mad, upset, passionate, motivated by something. That's when the fun, like, that's why with Rod it works so well. Because I'm not putting on a show with Rod. Me and Rod, that's just how we communicate with each other.
Yeah.
You know, you put me, I'll give an example. Like, some of the people they have on the show are very shallow. Mm-hmm. And the conversations they have, it's very obvious. Like, I'm the one who's talking shit.
Yeah.
Like, one of the episodes I saw, a girl was like, yeah, I have a big social media following. If you said that to me, I'm lighting you up.
Oh, yeah, dude, this reminds me. So, our guy Ian sent me a list. You know what an ick is, right?
What did you just ask me?
An ick.
It's not what I thought you said. Yeah, I'm with you now.
Like, oh, that's an ick. No. So, Ian, this is a perfect free talk thing, and I was having a conversation with one of my friends about it, and we were like running through what icks would be. So, he has 59 icks.
Okay.
I'm going to read a couple of them to you, and I want you to know what your thoughts are.
Okay.
There are a couple funny ones. Like, one is Ian's is like, dresses stupid. The other one is follows League Fits. If you follow his page, you can't, it's a no-go. Weird.
I mean,
here's another one.
Okay,
This was a contentious one because, well, we had this discussion. Bed in the corner. Like, I'd rather my bed not be in the corner, but, like, that's really the deal breaker, bro?
I have comments.
And I had people agree with me on that. Like,
Well,
agree with him, I mean.
Yeah, I know people that don't like the bed against the wall, but, like, not enough to make that a deal breaker, or, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a non-rude way to say what I'm thinking. Anyone who's that worried about something like that, they're not getting enough people in their bed for it to matter.
Perfect.
Okay, there we go.
Number 50, no dead homies.
Wait, what?
Exactly. You gotta have a dead homie. Like, bro, what? Like, so if my friends are alive, no go.
I love him, but he's a weirdo.
Oh, I know. He said most of these are related to specific people. He probably doesn't like that I'm outing this, but I don't really care.
He's gonna get just as mad as us as he is at Donnie.
The 2K saga, the downfall of the Melrose Misfits.
That's what we need to live stream.
Oh my 2Ks. God. Good Lord. That was another funny conversation. This is one I agree with. Golden Retriever energy. If you're a woman with Golden Retriever energy,
I've never heard that, but I know exactly what it means.
Exactly. You don't even need to explain it.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, like you said, I called you former fuckboy because you had that in a bio on an app. And I wanted to introduce the world to something that I've been, a proponent of, an advocate of And that thing is fuckboy fall. We are in the midst of fuckboy fall right now. I feel like anyone has their own definition of that.
I just want to be all right. You asked me if you could curse sometimes. This man has gone off. He has said 100 F words, 100 shit words. I'm cool with it, but this was not with the conversation we had. We are not getting monetized for this.
Could it be worse? You want me to be worse?
No, I don't want you to be worse.
Okay.
No.
F-boy fall, whatever.
There we
being
go.
censored 38 minutes into the first live.
No. I just wanted to bring it up, but yeah.
So, and it's a distant relative of Christian Girl Autumn.
Okay.
Christian Girl Autumn, pumpkin spice lattes, pictures by the mountains, boots, scarves.
What did you say, boots?
Boots.
Oh, okay, boots.
Boots. There's a T.
Yeah,
you're 35, bro. Your mind lives in that gutter.
Boobs. Yeah.
And then, so, F-boy fall is what I say, it's largely surrounded by tailgating, lower body injuries that have nothing to do with athletics, largely to do with legal poison, bad gambling decisions, debt to friends, like financial debt that you, like unnecessary debt that you create for yourself. What would your definition of F-boy fall include? Because I feel like it's kind of like clay. You can mold it to whatever you want it to be.
I mean, my definition of being a F-boy wouldn't be none of those things. It's all related to selfish interactions with whatever sex you are attracted to.
Fair. Is there anything about the fall season that elevates any of that, or is it?
Nah, I would say for my version of what being an F-boy would be in the summertime.
Shithead summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, I'm retired. Been retired for a while.
Former.
But for those who aren't, I would imagine summer is the season to get it done.
For sure. Can you think of any people off the top of your head that are thriving in F-boy fall right now? Other than me?
I don't have any personal examples.
I only rolled my ankle once this fall.
Your version of F-boy fall.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I mean, apparently Alex Carmanos.
Yeah, well, I mean, he did tear his ACL. He did hurt his knee in the summer. I mean, but so I had a friend that I went to high school with, like, peak F-boy fall, was down like 3,000 to his bookie, and went out that night, and Marcus Lattimore, his knee jumping off a deck, like, twisted around, was in a cast for 10 months, and...
Yeah, that's a bad day. That's a bad week.
Oh, it's a bad year.
Yeah, that's...
In 6 hours.
That sucks.
And I had another one, I think he was up like 10,000 on it, and then lost all of it plus another 8 on an NFL Sunday slate. That was really bad.
If you're up 10 G's and you lose it all, I don't care what else is going on.
No,
that's
on you.
You got to think about some shit.
For sure. But yeah, so, I mean, that's basically it. Do you have any other free talk? Oh, yeah. Philadelphia. There's a man in Philadelphia right now.
Yeah.
That has captured the internet.
I can see Donnie doing this.
Well, it doesn't. Well, what came first, the chicken or the egg? That's a factor with Don.
That is a factor with Donnie. That's very true.
There's a man in Philadelphia, and keep in mind, Philly's had one hell of a stretch here. The Eagles are balling. I think they're still undefeated.
The Birds.
Dirty Birds are doing their thing. The Phillies, they just lost in the World Series, but I don't think anyone expected them to quite make it there. The city was buzzing. The Sixers kind of suck. Flyers are doing better than everyone thought. But Philly is a great American city for so many different reasons, and we've added another one to the list. There's a man that has eaten a whole rotisserie chicken in one sitting for now 40 days in a row, and was posting signs around the city saying, "Meet at the abandoned pier by the Walmart to watch me go for 40. And he said, "This is not a party. Like, this is serious. I'm gonna be set up eating a whole rotisserie chicken."
It's just not it's not content. Like, he's doing that for real. Like, in real life.
He's doing it to do it. Like, is there any other city beyond the state of Florida that this would make sense?
I'm just, it's a white man, right?
Duh!
Why would you pick, like, if you're gonna eat something over and over again, like, is there a more bland white person food than rotisserie chicken? Baked, if he was eating baked chicken, that would be the quintessential white person.
And I'm not hating on rotisserie chicken.
I'm hating on rotisserie chicken if you're eating it that often.
For sure.
It's wild.
Rotisserie chicken more than once a week is bananas.
I would argue if you eat rotisserie chicken once a week, that's weird to me.
Well, I'll say this. Like when I was like,
You said 40 days in a row, by the way? 40 full chicken.
Full rotisserie
40
chicken.
40 days in a row.
Full rotisserie chicken. No, I will say this. For anybody that is a broke boy out there, as emerging from the broke boy ways, your best bet is to go to Harris Teeter on Sundays and get that $5 rotisserie chicken and just make like quesadillas and sandwiches out of it and do all that kind of stuff. But
that's fair.
That's different than eating
turn one thing into many things.
Exactly.
Okay. But he's not doing that.
No, like, he's like out of the package, like grabbing the thing by the leg.
Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken.
And not making content.
No, it's not a party.
Weird.
He's posting on Twitter like, "Oh, I'm eating another rotisserie chicken."
Like day
today.
3, day 4.
Yeah, like
okay,
day
at least
36.
there's that. Okay, then he is making content.
And I think I followed him on Twitter because frankly, he earned a follow from me because like anyone that is willing to do that at that level.
Is there an end goal? Is he like going for a certain number of days?
I mean, like, is there a world record out there? Like,
he's already broke it.
I don't
There's no
really
way someone
know.
has eaten rotisserie chicken 41 days.
Why am I scrolling through my legs? I just literally have to Google rotisserie chicken, and the pictures are just unbelievable. Like he's holding the tray up, he's celebrating. It is. They're saying like him standing at the piers, like the new Rocky statue. Like it is one of the greatest like random internet stories that we have come across in some time. Like 39, like he has 35,000 followers on Twitter now.
How many?
35,000. And his comment, his bio is, "I ate chicken." He did it yesterday.
Oh, I just saw the picture you sent me. That is a lot of people.
Oh, dude, a ton of people. Like, Philly came out for him, so come watch me eat an entire rotisserie chicken. November 6th will be the 40th consecutive day that I've eaten an entire rotisserie chicken. 12 o'clock noon, the chicken will be consumed on that abandoned pier near Walmart. This is not a party. You win. You win. And I think that's probably it for today for Hoop State Hoopla, but do you have anything else for the people before we wrap up?
Thank you for the people that watched. Thank you for the people that commented. Again, the idea here is Monday through Thursday throughout the season. It'll at the very least be us two. And we'll have people call in. You guys let us know who you want to talk to. Honestly, one fun game might be as we develop this, like where Free Talk was today, maybe we do Phone a Friend. And the chat can suggest people that if we have them in our Rolodex, we just see if we can get them on the phone.
So, should we quickly name the most famous person in our contacts?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I don't even have, like, honestly, this might sound crazy. I think Rob Dillingham might be the most famous person in my contacts.
Are we going, how are you distinguishing fame?
Just like, I guess a combination of like influence and power.
John Wall or Rich Paul?
That's a tough one.
See, I would say Rich Paul.
I would say Rich too. And John, but you can make a very good case.
Justin Lavoy.
Rich Paul.
Yeah, so I think Rich is probably the most influential person.
Yeah, I think John is probably more famous than Rich.
That's exactly. John's more famous. Rich is more influential.
The difference is
Rico Bosco. That's mine. Rico Bosco's mine.
Yeah, have you returned his calls?
No, we'll. You know what would be hilarious is me calling him on the show
and live pitching him content ideas.
Yeah, and not telling him I'm doing this. Like just call him and be like, "Hey, what's up, guy?"
And should we hit Dave and be like, "Hey, like we?"
Well, because I've ignored him for this long now. Like he probably is going to cuss me out, and if he gets heated, like I would definitely send that to Dave and be like, "Hey, I got this man riled up here."
Yeah, how did we get Rico riled up more than you did?
Yeah, and ignoring him, he hates that.
Webb, you really fucked. Actually, nah, that's actually probably the right thing to do.
No, it wasn't on purpose either. We're busy. Like I got to take care of us before I deal with that.
With Barstool.
But I mean, I can again, I told you this. Like if we can intersect us with Barstool in any way, like it would be beneficial for us.
And no offense to you, if Barstool ever offers me a contract, I'm taking it.
Same probably.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Sorry, Hoop State.
That's I would rather them partner with us and we do some high school things and develop up. But again, that's a long shot. Running our mouths. But yeah, we'll be doing this every day starting at 1 o'clock. We made it an hour today, which
pretty easily
pretty
too.
Solid. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a comment on the video. That's how it'll grow. And tune in every day, 1 o'clock.
Yep, we'll see y'all soon.
All right, cool. Let me turn this down. Oh, wait. Just kidding. See, this is how production, I'm learning here. I'm going to take y'all out smooth. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Like I said on Twitter, like, this is going to be a shit show.
It wasn't. This went pretty...
No, other like maybe a little hiccup at the outro right here, but that's as good as we're going to get.
Let's try that outro again. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you watching, and...
enjoy Fuckboy Fall.
We'll see you tomorrow.
For the love, we in this, we ain't gotta make cash from it. Get the rock to Simmons, guaranteed he make that bucket. Money in the bank, kick it to Ray. It's shot like Allen, wanna see the footage, Donnie and Max. They got the cameras and ride automatic, can't let this guy shoot. But they can dump it down to pasta for them inside scoops. And Webb holds it all together, won't find a glue trace. Keep your shoes laced if you pull up on the hoop state.